What's your name?
My name is Michael Aiello, and I'm a show director for Universal Orlando Resort.
And how long have you been working with Halloween Horror Nights?
I have been working with Horror Nights in some capacity, be it a character, since 1996.
So we have a lot of aspiring people who want to work with Halloween Horror Nights. How do they get to your point?
That's a question we get asked a lot, and there honestly is no easy answer for that. A lot of passion, and a lot of being at the right place at the right time. I started as a character, and so there were events that kind of happened that led to me being involved with the creative staff that's here on the event. So there isn't really any one answer. Everybody kind of has their own different way they kind of got into this. TJ Manarino, who's the director of art and design, he started at Nickelodeon, designing props and sets for Nickelodeon Studios when that was here, and worked his way into Horror Nights that way. So there's a bunch of different angles and ways, but I can guarantee you the one main thing that everybody has on this team is passion and a love for horror. So I think those are two main attributes, and then a lot of it is drive and right place, right time.
So over the years, what has been your favorite thing that you've worked on with Halloween Horror Nights?
You have hard questions. Gosh, my most favorite thing I've ever worked on. It's a tough answer because every year is so unique. Every year there's something that we do, whether it's in the concept and creation or the application that's really unique for us and that we really attach to. If I had to narrow down to this year, I would say our collaboration with all the properties that we've been working with this year, because they've truly been involved. In the past, we've reached out to like New Line Cinema, and when we did Nightmare and Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw, we reached out to them, told them what we do, here's what we'd like to do. They gave us tons of assets, and then we created, using the passion we have for those films, to create environments. We thought that's how we were going to go into it this year, working with AMC and Silent Hill. It wasn't the case. It was much better because they were actively involved. I can't tell you how many meetings and back and forth travels we've had between us and the AMC folks and Konami and Open Road Films with the new film coming out for Silent Hill. They've been very involved. And not in a, you have to do it this way manner, in a very, how can we create the best representation of our properties possible.
Very cool.
Penn and Teller. We sat in a room with them, and Jim was conservative. It was like 5 hours. We sat in this room with them as they kind of went over the base, because they came with a concept already. We had a bunch of things on the table we were going to shoot at them, but they really latched onto this, blowing Vegas up and it being kind of a mutated, toxic environment. So they came in with that one idea, and then in that 5 hours, we fleshed out a really fun maze that is still, it's an IP house because Penn and Teller are involved, but it's also an original house. It's original on all fronts because Penn and Teller brought an original idea that they've never done before. We added our expertise to that and have created a very fun maze. And we always kind of try and do one maze that kind of leans on the comedic horror route, very Shaun of the Dead-esque. Yeah. And this maze definitely does that. There's a lot of in-jokes in this maze. A lot of really fun characters, still terrifying, but also that's really funny to look at. And that's Penn and Teller's influence.
So for the hard to scare this year, what do you think is going to be maybe the house to go through if you think someone's hard to scare?
What's the house that's going to take the person that's hard to scare and bring them to their knees?
Correct.
Your questions are tough. I love them. I think Silent Hill's going to be pretty intense. Pyramid Head is a pretty intense character. It's a costume that we haven't done in a maze before, or in a long, long time. There are stilt-based characters in this maze. Pyramid Head is a very tall figure, so he's represented that way in this maze. So I think the sight of seeing him and a lot of the other characters that are associated with that brand, the nurses, we've got some stuff from the films, the Grey Children. I think that one is going to be a pretty intense maze.
Awesome.